When you heard that the intention was for this league to keep carrying over through multiple seasons and on past high school for us into college and beyond, did you think that it was going to make it?
I think I remember telling Scott, I would say max 2 years. So zero chance past 2 years. I mean, you got to remember, I'm like 46 years old at the time. Mr. B and I are looking at one another like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. It'll be fun. But it's not going to last. I mean, keep in mind, 18 to 24-year-old guys keeping in one thing over and over and over as they get older, go to college, get married, find careers. Fantasy football gets lower and lower and lower on that scale of priorities. But I'm super happy to be wrong. This has been an absolute blast for Mr. B and I, and getting to hang out with you guys, and it's been a lot of fun. And I hope it goes another 10 years.
Rye bread. What's there to say? I mean, it's commish, so I immediately hate them. But I mean, it's hard to hate the organization. They've got a rich history. They have 3 championships. They've done their fair share of winning in this league, and I got to give my props to them for that. Hats off to Josh Allen. He's proved me wrong over the years.
The commissioner, Ryan, he keeps things intact. He's vocal. He'll reach out, and his ability to plan things in advance is great. I feel like I knew about the 10th year anniversary and year 8, year 9 when I signed up. So he's always got his eye towards the future. You got to have a guy who's proactive and not reactive, and we got a guy in Ryan who is certainly that.
Ryan Smith, I mean, he kind of hung out at our house through high school. Loved the guy. Love him even more as he got older. But, occasional a questionable decision or two in life, and I didn't know if he would stay around or be any good at it.
All jokes aside, I think Ryan Smith, him stepping in there, being the commissioner, thinking of new fun ways, and making sure as many people as possible is coming back for the rookie draft for the 10th year anniversary, having that kind of commitment and drive to make that happen, that's definitely, he's the heart of the league for sure.
Oh, I love Shinwoo. Shinwoo's a great guy. Overall, love them on Dynasty. I think their team's going to be pretty good moving forward. They got a lot of young talent over there. They have Justin Fields. They have Kenneth Walker. They have Travis Etienne. Their team is looking pretty solid. Looking forward to seeing them in the playoffs.
He's a gentleman who's confident. He's confident in what he believes. He's confident in what he does. He's confident in how he carries himself. And look where he's at now. He gets rewarded. Justin Fields. He's got a couple other really solid young pieces. I like his roster as much as any, and he's picking high in the draft again. So, he's a guy who I think he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. He's very he's very consistent. When you're consistent, you get rewarded. So good for him now. He's going to be a tough out come 2023, and I do look forward to maybe being that guy to knock him out as we get into stretch play. But he's done some great things, and I feel like every time he's got some insight. I nod my head and I agree.
Shen Wu grew up in the neighborhood. I heard his name. I'm like, absolutely. I mean, I think if we poll worldwide, everybody watching our league all the time, who is the nicest owner in the league? Shen Wu. Even back then, 8, 9, 10 years ago when we started. It's been a while, hasn't it? I mean, wow. Anyway, even back then, nicest guy you would ever meet. So absolutely thought it would be fun to have him.
Mike Vick in a box. Yeah. Great team name, first of all. I think it's a really funny team name. I think Mike Vick in a box has had basically some of the same issues that I had, except they won a championship for that 1 year and then immediately went in the tank. So I think overall that organization shares some of the pain that the Heroes Dynasty Zergs have shared over the past many seasons with injuries or just bad luck. I think it's an organization that I definitely respect.
Yeah, that Austin Dwyer guy, I think he's maybe one of the most knowledgeable guys I've been around. Not only when it comes to the league, but when it comes to his evaluations of players. It just seems like you're always in the ballpark on everybody. Someone who I can always have a good discussion with, and maybe we don't agree on it, but I feel like we're always willing to exchange a text here or there and see what we've got. But in a way, you remind me a little bit of Alex, kind of a analytical mind, someone who really keep track of things. Like I said, whether it's in the league or whether what's going on in the news, and by golly, you're a staunch Battlehawk supporter, and that should be commended because I've tried, and I cannot get into the XFL. So for you and for all the St. Louis natives, caw your knowledge of the league and how much you care about it. Putting together this project is fantastic. So
yeah, Mr. Yunt. I mean, what can I say? I didn't go to Fort Zumwalt South, but I have to imagine that Mr. Yunt was a legend over there. So I think given that they've named their franchise after this man, there's only one thing that this franchise could be, and that's also legendary. Every year, Patrick deals with doubters. And somehow he pulls through and either makes the playoffs or makes a run. So at this point, I've had to stop doubting, and I'll just be pleasantly surprised whenever anything happens. So props to the Yunt franchise.
Many would have folded after his after 2016. Guy who sticks it out gets rewarded. And what I know of Patrick in my 2 years is that he's a winner. There's very few compliments that can surpass that in fantasy football.
So two people, you included, Austin and Patrick, I didn't know very well at the time. I heard about you two, and everything I heard was nothing but positive, and that is definitely held true. You were two of the nicest people I've gotten to meet.
The Green Machine. Yeah, named after AJ Green, so they're kind of stuck with AJ Green being part of their team forever. But they're a good team. What can you say? They got all these great players. They make Kirk Cousins look good. They have a bunch of depth at running back and wide receiver. They're a team to be reckoned with. So I know he's part of the Boydock Mafia. It's a little sketch, but yeah, he's got a good team. Of the Boydocks, I think he's got the best one. So sorry, Peace. Sorry, Chris. I think it's just objectively true at this point.
I have nothing good to say about Alex Boydock. No, I'm just kidding. Alex is a great friend and a great person, and always someone. There's times, right, where even like last year, I called up Romeo Dobbs off of the taxi squad. Hey, Alex, did I announce this to the league properly? Did I do everything right? Yeah, he's always willing to keep me in line. Just love talking ball with him. Appreciate him adding me to the league and ultimately getting me voted in. I don't know if he had to do some campaigning on my behalf, but I wouldn't be here without Alex. So, obviously I owe a lot to him. Do enjoy, every Sunday or every other Sunday, we'll usually change some messages of, hey, be great if you could beat so-and-so for me, and I'll beat so-and-so for you, and we'll go from there. So, he's got to get over the hump. Every year it seems like his team's good enough to win a title, and he doesn't. So you can only take it for so many years, right, of coming up empty. That's what they tell me all the time with the Packers. But yeah, he's the man through and through.
Alex running the whole stat sheet, updating people's players, contracts, the trades, all of that. I know he has fun with it, but it's also something we really need, and shows, people have investment in the league.
Got to give AB some credit right here. AB's the man coming through. I've talked to a lot of guys who have thought about starting a dynasty league after we get talking about what fantasy leagues that we play in. And the first thing I always say is, you need an Alex Boydock in your league if you want this to be successful. You need an Alex Boydock in your league, someone who's going to man that spreadsheet and 24/7, 365, just be ready to go and keep that thing dialed in. So super appreciative of Alex.
Yeah, Mr. B is kind of a bully. And I mean that in a nice way. He just beats the heck out of everybody. How he got his roster so deep, I don't know. Everything he touches seems like it works for him. Guy on the waiver wire, plug him in, has a day. Rookie progresses into a star, and so he's the league bully right now. And I know we knocked him off the perch last year. Well, Ryan knocked him off the perch, but he'll be back again. He's another guy, a walking encyclopedia, and what he does with his videos, it brings great fun to the league. And as someone who's a few hours away from everybody, it helps keep me engaged in everything that's going on as well. So love the videos. Hope they keep coming.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? They have 3 championships. So like the Redbird organization, they're doing something right over there. I don't know if he's ever missed the playoffs. Maybe he's missed them one time. But, I mean, he's just consistently there contending for a championship. He's made the championship 4 times, I think. Won a playoff game every single time he's made it, except for, I think, this past year. So, I mean, when he makes the playoffs, he's getting to the championship very consistently. So it's a well-run organization. We'll see what moves they make this offseason. I think there could be some fireworks at the Beast organization. So looking forward to it. Hopefully I can benefit from it a little bit.
Mr. B. In fact, when Scott came to me and he gave me the whole list of people going to be in the league, 3 Boydocks at one time, that's a lot of Boydocks to deal with. I mean, 1, 2 is plenty. You get 3, a little bit overwhelming. Great family, though. Love them to death. I thought it would be a blast to have all 3 in the league.
First of all, I think the name is very misleading for this franchise. Do not know why they are allowed to call themselves the Dynasty Champions. They are neither a dynasty nor a champion. Now, with that said, Scott's a great guy. Love Scott. I think he keeps the league lively. He's not afraid to make a trade. He keeps the league interesting, especially with his beefs with Alex. I think those are always fun to enjoy. I empathize with them a little bit. Man, they're going to have a rough couple of years. So let's all be nice to him maybe a little bit here. He's going to have a rough patch.
Scott is a guy who, I commend him. He's not half-assing it. He's whole-assing it with a full-on teardown. He won as many games last year as my grandmother in this league. But a guy who can stare adversity in the face like that, it takes us a different breed. And Scott's he's got a good head on his shoulders. It seems like he can maybe be a group punching bag every now and again for the last couple of years. But you know what? I think he's going to figure it out. He's going to figure it out with the quarterback position. I think now he may have a puncher's chance. He's finally swimming upstream a little bit with Purdy, and if Jordan Love's a guy, that'd be great. So great for him anyway. Great for me. I don't know about the rest of you.
Again, I'm looking at it from the time when we're first starting, right? So his whole life was hockey and tennis, and he was really good at both. So I'm thinking, okay, he's really good at that stuff. Is he going to be a good fantasy football guy? We see how it turned out.
I mean, I think they have the cutest team name in the league. I love me some koalas. They're a great animal. They're a team that's willing to trade. They're willing to make deals. They have interesting draft picks. They sometimes go a little bit off board. They've been playing fantasy football for longer than most of us have been alive. I think they've been in this business for a while now. So they kind of have that seasoned vet attitude about them. Overall, they're a well-run franchise, and I don't really have much bad things to say.
Mr. H, I felt like we did a lot of deals early on, and it's kind of fallen off. So I think I'm gonna hit him up here for a couple of deals. I remember meeting him at the Boydock wedding, and I think we actually talked a lot of hockey, oddly enough. So. Go figure. Kind of like Mr. Boydock, they team up for some of their videos, and he's got some strong opinions, which I like because I'm a guy who's pretty stubborn in my opinions too. So I like hearing what he says and his rationale behind why he thinks the way he does. No, he was always great. Checking in early in the league. When I got started, hey, want to make a trade, want to do this, want to do that, want to run something by you. So that was really nice, to hear from other people in the league, especially as a newcomer. And I felt like he was one of them.
My opinion on Mr. H, though, honestly, he's been a very big supporter. I've told him this multiple times, maybe even publicly as well in the league, but my draft strategy has improved because I've witnessed what strategies Mr. H has done. Personally, I think Mr. H is one of the best rookie drafters in the league. So to adopt that into the last 3 drafts that we've had, I think is a testament to him.
Brendan Ritchie, a guy who lives on the 5-yard line. Because I can't tell you how many times we've gotten this close on a trade just for one of us to get cold feet. It happens. That's the name of the game. But no, he's usually one of my first calls. I think I like calling him because it always seems like we're close, and one of us is always trying to get the other guy to blink, and neither one of us blinks, and then we just put it on the back burner. We reconvene about 6 weeks later, realize that no one's really moved one way or the other, and we go back, But no, I always enjoy chatting with him, and he's always someone who's open for anything, and I feel like I can kind of relate to that too, coming from a spot where my roster was in complete shambles. I enjoy chatting with him, and one of these days we're going to get a deal done. I think we did make one move that may be centered around Saquon Barkley last year, who I've already flipped for Tyreek Hill. He's one of my first calls for sure.
That makes me think of another guy that was going to get in the league. Some guy named Brendan. I mean, I consider him my son. Him and his brother, I consider my sons. But he was part of the second best high school hockey team in the area his whole high school career. But having said that, I thought he would be a lot of fun in the league because he's definitely into sports, knows a lot about it even back then.
Chris Boydak's a guy you want to drink a beer with. He's clever, man. He makes me laugh whenever I'm around him. It's kind of funny because him and Alex, while they look rather similar, I feel like they are two different people, two different sides of the spectrum. He's a lot of fun. He must be a degenerate gambler in his free time with everything he does with the sports book. Maybe he depends on that. But always enjoy talking with Chris. And I wish sometimes we'd hear more from him in the group chat. So there you go, Chris. I want to hear more from you in 2023. I like what you have to say. So you're the coolest Boydak in the league. So good on you.
Cody later, again, great addition. Didn't know him at all until I met him through Alex, and definitely worthwhile having him in the league. He's got a lot of, if nothing else, Green Bay Packer knowledge that he brings to us.
I will say it's been awesome to have this league. I definitely think that for us to keep a league alive for 9 years, going into our 10th, that doesn't really happen. That really doesn't happen, especially because we're all over the place too. In my opinion, everyone has played a huge part into the league, and hopefully we can play for another 10 years. That'd be crazy. If we play for another 20, 30, I think that's the goal, right? Is to continue playing for that long.
I've done a lot of fantasy football over the years in a lot of different leagues, and this is by far my favorite league that I've ever been involved in. And it's because of the people and the interest. I love the videos that we do, and I love the the shows that we've had, and I love that overall general football knowledge is great. That you're not going to get away with anything. You have to be on it to get good players. So kudos to this whole league for playing their parts and making it a good league, with all of our trades, with our videos, with our general knowledge of football. So This has been a great league for me to be in.
Yeah, I second that. I mean, it's just been, it was a good idea that we threw together on winding down our days in high school, and good, just to stay connected with everybody and have a couple times per year where we see each other, talk football, talk trade, talk just whatever's going on in life. I think it's currently my second longest running league, I guess, after I have one other family league. But, this is the one that, I spend hours, even in the off season, just thinking each week, thinking through my roster, or, trading with people, reaching out to people, talking, different things, or
and the hours you spend on the sheets.
Yeah. Looking at, I have other sheets of just all these different, some of old stats, old rosters and stuff, just having communication channels and stuff has been nice. You know, having our Discord and being able to just like talk to everybody there and just about general sports things, anything going on in the football world, you know, whatever we need. So, you know, I wouldn't trade this league for any other one.
Okay, league. I want you to know how grateful, humble, appreciative you all should be to have me in this league. I know this league would not thrive without me. You guys would not have as much fun. I think I'm everybody's favorite person in this league, and I know how much I mean to all of you. So you're welcome for being a part of this league. No, in all seriousness, this league is awesome. I really can't play any other fantasy leagues in any other sport. So I feel like ever since we've started this league, that's what I've gravitated towards to in any redraft league I do, or you know, in any sport. It's just tougher. Yeah, I'm not willing to put in the time because I know the dynasty league's more important. So that's a credit to everybody in this league, just putting their own time and effort into it. And we've come a long way, and this being our 10th season, and hopefully we continue to do it. I have a blast doing it, despite the overall record doesn't indicate where we want to be just yet. But no, everybody in the league is great. I think it keeps a lot of us close and together, and it's a great league to be a part of. So thank you all for making it a good one.
This has been one of the most fun leagues I can think of. I've hung around a couple of leagues where we stayed around for a couple of years, kind of redraft every year, and I think this is very special. I don't know if all of us would be as close as we are if we didn't have this league to keep us coming back every year. There's a different kind of competitive spirit. I mean, look at last year. We had almost every team within like 2 or 3 wins of the playoffs. It's been a lot of fun. Trades have been great. The additions to the videos, you know, there's not been a lot of complacency. I feel like the league, it's not just been the same. We've been looking at adding stuff. You know, we started adding the draft videos, started adding the podcast. We had the rookie stats early on. We're bringing back an in-person draft this year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I like that we've always been thinking about, hey, you know, maybe we should upgrade to PPR. Maybe we should add U2 to our stuff. Maybe we should add a draft lottery. No one's getting complacent here. No one's just saying, let's do the same thing all the time. We're always looking how we can make this the best league possible. I think that's great.
How do I want to say this? I just think it's awesome that we've all been in it for as long as we have. And I think for 10 years, that is pretty incredible. I'm in another dynasty league, and fortunately it's not that way. It's pretty come and go. So I think the fact that everyone still has buy-in 10 years in, it's nothing but incredible. And I hope we can keep it going. And really, I think it's a great way for all of us to stay in touch. It forces us to talk to each other, see each other, all of that. So yeah, I think it's pretty amazing that everyone still has buy-in 10 years later. And my God, Brendan and Scott, what are we doing there, fellas? Let's figure it out. 10 years in, that is embarrassing.
I think we have a great league with a bunch of great members. So I really have nothing negative to say. Ever. I love the beef that we get between players and teams and managers and everything, and so I'm hoping that continues on a friendly side, of course, as it has always been. So it's always been great to see how everyone interacts with each other and everything. So I like how everyone tries to get together to watch the games, to meet up whenever they can. I'm looking forward to our rookie draft being in person. I think that will be outstanding, and I'm so glad that everyone that's able to is making an effort to be there and everything. So I think that's one amazing thing about this league, is that we do want to enjoy those small things, and I think everyone in this league knows that at the end of the day, we're all good buddies, good friends, hanging out, enjoying the football. So I'm proud of this league, and I hope we all keep that up.
I would say it is the greatest league in fantasy history. It's the greatest league in all of fantasy sports active right now, would be my bet. I mean, it's going on a decade. It's a dynasty league. It's a deep roster. It's super flex. And on top of that, it's a budget system. So one of the more intricate budget systems that exist, I think, in a league that I've seen. I mean, I'm pretty active in terms of like looking on like some of the message boards that exist out there, and I see dynasty leagues, and I've seen them for several years, but it's so rare to even see the Superflex until recently, and I've never even seen an auction prior to this. I've seen the Devy leagues, which go and get guys that are still in college playing, and that's something that we don't do, but I haven't seen anything this complex that adds a Superflex to all the accounting that we do with the budgets and the expansion too. It's just so complex, and you need a league that's probably going to have at least 75% activity among the members in terms of people that are like pretty like passionate about it. And I think our league has hit that like pretty easily most seasons, and it's kind of oscillated between like who exactly is more active season by season, which is fine. Just we all have lives that change and busyness changes, but it's been amazing to see the activity and the amount of work that people put in to side projects like what you're doing, Austin, with this video. What people have done with videos. I mean, Mr. Beast with the Fantasy Football Theater. Chris and Cody have come in and been active. Brendan with the Heroes Hot Seat. Scott with his canceled show, but it was active for a time and it was entertaining. It did get relatively decent views. I'll give him that. But yeah, who can forget some of the Vegas Koala's memorable videos? Just roasting league members, very sarcastically. You gotta love that. The Koalas. Shinwoo has been fantastic. Shinwoo coming back strong, I can say right now. Shinwoo, you gave us a little bit of a scare back in 2020, but we see you now, and you're bringing the heat. So I love it. It's been an absolute pleasure to be the commissioner of this Dynasty League, and I hope it keeps going. You never know what can happen, but the fact that we're going to get 10 years is absolutely insane to me, and it blows me away from when this league first started out in 2014 when we were seniors in high school, Fort Zumwalt South, about to graduate, thinking about where we're going to go to college, and we made this league happen. And yeah, it's just so cool that it's gone this far. And I can't wait to see what happens with the dynamics of the league, what kind of rules we bring in, what changes to the rule set if we do anything crazy. So yeah, all I can say is I'm looking forward to it and just so grateful. Yeah, I love it. I love you guys. I love this league. Been an amazing thing to be part of just in life in general, So thank you.